Right, so this is the Benno Boost E, and if you need to carry a bunch of stuff but you also want to look cool riding around town, might just be the kind of thing you need. What do you think? Could you see yourself riding around on this? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more e-bike videos from us. Hit the bell icon to get notified when we make new ones. Benno hail from California, and this bike, the Boost E, is designed to offer, and I quote, awesome agility with the ability to carry exactly what you need. And as you can see, it is a long tail design, so cargo at the back here, built around a big alloy frame and 24-inch wheels. Now, because it's running on 24-inch wheels, a normal city bike would be between 26 and 29. It's actually not really any longer than a standard city bike, so although you've got this extra cargo space at the back here, it will still fit in the same space in your shed. Now, often on a long tail cargo bike like this, you'll find that the cargo rack here is integrated into the frame, so it's built as part of the frame. That's not the case here. This is a separate carrier which is bolted on, a bit like you normally would, albeit with bigger bolts. This is the standard rack. This will carry Benno's utility bags, which carry 30 litres each, or you can also put 2 Yep child seats on the back here. There's also a range of different carrying options. Now, if you want to carry bigger kids on the bike, you can swap this rack out for one that has integrated running boards for them to put their feet on. The racks have a capacity of 60 kilos, so you can't carry a full-size adult on them, or not a very big full-size adult anyway, but kids will fit on fine. There's various rails that you can get for them to hold on to. There's one that attaches to the seat post like a handlebar. There's a full rail that goes all the way around the rack. And then there's a side rail that they can hang on to, but it also makes it easier to get on and off. Now, the full rail at the back will carry a trunk bag that Benno make. Now that can take 170 litres of shopping, so that's enough for a big weekly shop. But even that isn't the limit of the capacity. At the front here, there's another set of mounting points. So you can put a basket rack on the front here, stick some beer in there or your rucksack, and then you've got even more capacity. So it's probably safe to say that this bike is going to manage your trip to the supermarket okay. With one possible exception, it comes fitted as standard with a single kickstand, and if you're loading this bike up with kids or with cargo, then it really makes sense to upgrade to the double kickstand that Benno do. Anyway, you can probably tell it's a very versatile bike. There's lots of stuff you can change, and there's lots of stuff you can add to make it exactly right for what you want to use it for. And when you've done all that and you hop on board, you'll find that it's actually a really enjoyable bike to ride too. The 24-inch wheels with these big chunky tyres roll really well. They've got lots of grip. It's quite a comfortable bike to ride. It's a bit more of an engaging ride than something like the Turn GSD, which has smaller wheels. It's not quite as much fun. And it's an easier learning curve than something like a bucket bike, a long john design where you have the cargo at the front and a linkage. It just rides like a normal bike, really. I mean, we've had a load of people riding it. I gave it to my 15-year-old daughter to commute to school on, and to be honest, that was the last I saw of it for quite a few weeks. She really loved it. Now, out on the road, the Boost E never struggles for power. It's got Bosch's 4th generation Performance Line CX motor. Now that's putting out 85 Newton meters of torque, so you're never going to be struggling. So it gets up all the hills just fine. Control of the system is by the Bosch Purion display, which is quite basic, but it works absolutely fine. The bike comes as standard with a 500 watt-hour power pack here behind the seat post. You can, if you want to, double up and have another battery here on the down tube. It'll depend on what you want to do. This is a reasonably heavy bike, so with a single battery, the range isn't amazing. Depending on your battery configuration, Benno say that the range is anywhere between 40 and 240 kilometers. We found that around here, and it's pretty hilly around here, it's possible to run this single battery down in less than 40k, certainly if you're going up big hills all the time in turbo mode. But for general day-to-day use, the range has not been a problem. If you're doing longer commutes or you're carrying especially heavy loads, you probably want to double up, get a second battery. The bike comes as standard with Bosch's more powerful 4-amp charger. So if you do run it dry with a single battery, you're looking at about 5 hours to recharge it. Now, this is a one-size frame, but in terms of adjustability, Benno say that you can get riders from 5'1" up to 6'3" on this. I'm 6'2", I've been riding it and I find it absolutely fine. There's a lot of adjustability in the bike, so plenty of adjustability in the seat post, and it's quite a slack seat post angle, so even if you've got your seat up nice and high, can still get your feet down on the floor for control. You can adjust the sweep of the handlebars too. That gives quite a good range of reach. It's not instantly adjustable though. You'll need to get your tools out. So it's better for a single rider or two riders that are the same size. If you've got a whole family of people that want to ride this and you're all different sizes, it's probably not the bike for you. Apart from the kickstand, all the finishing kit is really good. You get really good Shimano Diore hydraulic brakes. The Supernova lighting system is excellent. The front light here mounted on the mudguard looks really neat, and also it's bright enough for even unlit riding. It's very good. Saddle's reasonably comfy. You get good quality mudguards here that are nice and sturdy. So yeah, it all looks good. If you want to keep your passengers a little bit drier, then you can get side panels for the rear here as well to stop the splash coming back off the rear wheel. One thing to note is that this is quite a long chain here and there's no chain guard, so you need to be a little bit careful about your clothes if you're riding in trousers or skirts that are loose. Now, at £4,599, the Benno is not cheap. Before I'd ridden this, if you'd come to me and said you got $4.5 grand to spend on a cargo bike, I'd have probably told you to hop off and buy a Turn GSD, because that is still, for me, the best all-purpose cargo bike out there for that kind of money. But not everybody needs the versatility of a Turn GSD, and this is still an extremely versatile bike. So you can get two kids on the back, you can get all your shopping on it. Once you've done that, it's got a really powerful motor to get you home. And when it's unloaded, it's just more of an interesting ride. So the chopper style riding position and the big tyres and wheels just make it a more enjoyable experience. So if it's just you riding it and you're going to spend some of that time riding it unloaded, say you're going to go to work and back on it, then you'll probably appreciate that quite a lot. So that's the Benno Boost E. It's a genuine contender for your money, especially if you like an enjoyable ride and you're not willing to share. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more like this on e-bike tips.